Grabbing the boards like, I'ma go coast to coast. I'm on beats like do-si-do. They don't wanna go toe to toe. Step into my court, you get put in the post.
Yo, what up, it's your boy JDMC, and we're back on another video. I'm gonna do a different style video today. What I wanna do is just sort of talk about what we've seen so far from the playoffs. So most teams have played 2 games now, so I guess we've got like an idea of what they look like and whatnot, and especially like with the first round matchups. So I'm just gonna go through each matchup real quick and just briefly talk about it. Let me know if you guys like this style of video. Leave a like and it will let me know that you guys enjoy it. And also hit that sub button, road to 1K. But yeah, let's just get straight into this. The first series we'll talk about is the Philly versus Washington. So Philly just won their second game today in that series. And did you guys see that the fan throw popcorn on Russell Westbrook? I just think that's mad disrespectfulnesses. Oh.
Wait, mad disrespectfulnesses?
Yeah.
James.
It's a bar! I'm gonna put that in, that bit.
Jesus.
I'm gonna put that bit in. But nothing too much to say about this series. I guess we all sort of knew Philly should win this one. It is looking like it could be a sweep. I think I said I had Philly in 5. I reckon Westbrook and Bradley Beal could get a game, but it is looking a bit tough. But yeah, not too much to say about that series. In the second series in the East, we've got the New York Knicks versus Atlanta Hawks. I think that what Trae Young did in that first game, I think I talked about it in my last video or the video before, but Trae Young hitting that shot was crazy. But the Knicks have just won game 2, so that's tied up. I think this could be one of the better series, not the best first round series, but I think in terms of this could go back and forth. We'll probably get a game 6 or a game 7. I think I picked the Knicks on this one. I think I did the playoff bracket video if you want to go check that out after this, but I'm pretty sure I picked Knicks to win this in 6 or 7 or something like that. But yeah, I think this will be a really good series, but I think it's going to be tough for whoever wins it to come up against Philly. And now moving on to the Bucks and the Heat series. I did pick the Bucks. They're up 2-0 at the moment, and they obviously just blew out the Heat in game 2. It is looking like the Bucks could sweep the Heat. I do still think the Heat could maybe squeeze a game, maybe push 2, but it does look really hard. Like, Jimmy Butler's going to have to be scoring 30, 40, it feels like, for them to sort of, put a dent in that Bucks team. Yeah, Giannis is being a beast. Drew Holiday is proving that he's a huge upgrade from Bledsoe. Chris Middleton's been cracked out, been hitting shots. He obviously hit that game winner, but then, he's been hitting threes. I've just been cashing. So the Bucks really look like they're clicking and they're really in form. And obviously we'll have to wait and see how, Giannis deals with these second, third round defenses. But at this moment, the Bucks are looking good. I still think the Heat could maybe cause some noise, but yeah, it's looking like they've been buried a bit. Now moving on to the Brooklyn versus Boston Celtics series. I guess we knew sort of that Brooklyn should sort of win the series or should sort of, walk through it type thing. Especially the Celtics without Jaylen Brown. But yeah, that last game, shout out to Kahan, my boy. He's a big Celtics fan. And yeah, he just had to stop watching that halfway through, and I 100% do not blame him. Yeah, that was just bad. Especially when you've only got sort of Tatum and Kemba. If Tatum's having a quiet night type thing, it is going to be really difficult. I think I picked Brooklyn to win 1 game in this series, but I feel like that game was game 1. I feel like if they were going to win a game, it was that game 1. I mean, they could maybe win game 3 or 4, but yeah, at this stage, it is looking like Brooklyn's probably going to sweep them. But yeah, that's it for now. So that's it. That's my updates on the East teams. So yeah, I do think that Philly's going to beat Washington to go to that second round. And then I think it's going to be whoever's out of New York and Atlanta will face Philly. And then obviously I think at this stage it's looking like Bucks will come up against Brooklyn, which will be cool. That will be a cool as second series. Yeah, that's that for the East now. We'll move on to the West. So the first matchup we'll talk about is the Utah Jazz versus Memphis. Depending when you're watching this video, but game 2's only just started now, was about to start. So we've only seen game 1. Obviously Memphis won it. But I think a lot of that was, I won't pull it fully on this. I don't think it's as basic. All credit to Memphis for stealing that game 1, but I just think that it was without Donovan Mitchell, sort of even the playing field slightly. Obviously, Jazz should still be a lot better than, that being a first seed, they should be a lot better than the 8th seed. But yeah, I think that Donovan was sort of the missing piece. Obviously that last game. But yeah, is Donovan playing game 2? Let me quickly look. Okay, from what I just read there, Donovan will be playing in game 2. So yeah, I think I picked Jazz, and I think I said that because I did my prediction before that Warriors-Grizzlies game. I think I said that the Jazz would sweep the Grizzlies, but if it was the Warriors could maybe get a game. So I'm already wrong about that because the Grizzlies have obviously grabbed game 1. But yeah, not too much to say about this series. Only 1 game's happened, and we didn't get to see Donovan. I still think that the Jazz will dominate this series once they sort of, have their team together and sort of, just go at it. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see. Like, I don't want to discredit the Grizzlies too much. Like, they did beat the Warriors to get here and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to see how that one plays out from now on. And the Clippers versus Dallas, and this is what everyone's talking about. All right, listen, quick story. I'm a Lakers fan, obviously, you guys know this now. Last year, there's all that Lakers-Clippers beef that, Kawhi being the king, and then even like Giannis trying to say he's the king, blah, 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 blah. That all ended in LeBron winning. That all ended in the Lakers winning it. But this year, it felt like the narrative wasn't so much Lakers versus Clippers. It was more like, the Brooklyn super team and then Drummond coming to the Lakers. So I sort of stepped back in that battle of the LAs just because I was like, we can talk about the Clippers all we want, but we're just going to have to wait and see what they do in the playoffs. And that time's now, and they're down 2-0 to the Mavericks. And if we do remember, last year the Mavericks had them stressing as well, but then it felt like when KP got injured, that was the difference. I don't want to use KP as like a scapegoat. I think the Clippers, obviously won that series. It's not their fault KP didn't play, but it is weird now that, KP's there, and this Clippers team should not be down 2-0. And that's not us discrediting the Mavericks. We all know Mavericks are a really good team, but have you heard anyone say that the Mavericks are a contender this year? Or could actually win it? They may be a dark horse to, be in the Western Conference Finals or something like that, but no one seriously talked to them about a contender, and we do with the Clippers. So, we've got to hold that same standard. Kawhi's being Kawhi. And obviously, if you look at the stat sheets, PG looks like he's doing work, but I don't know, man. I thought Doc Rivers was maybe the problem in terms of rotations, adjustments, but yeah, they're just doubling Luka and they're just leaving all these shooters open, which is cool. But Luka still gave you 39, and then you're still giving Finney-Smith and Hardaway all of these shots. And once guys like that get see a couple go in, that confidence goes up. And I always thought this was a stereotype or just a stigma around the Clippers, that they sort of choke or go or fade away in the last 5 minutes of a game. But it sort of is just true at this stage. They could prove us wrong, this series isn't over people I think are sort of making it out to be. But these next two games are in Dallas. I think the Mavericks got a huge chip on their shoulder. They got fire in their eyes. I don't know if it's because people thought the Clippers tanked to get them, or the Clippers tried to avoid the Lakers. I'm not going to buy too much into that, but yeah, I don't know. Dallas is doing work. Luka is a straight nuisance. That dude is a problem. That dude is next level. I think a year or so ago, I sort of was trying to say that Luka's not a superstar yet. But fast forward to now, that dude's a superstar. He's a bona fide killer. But not too much to say about that series. I do think that the Clippers seem like a team that once they get their heads down, it's hard to fight back, but I don't think everyone should write them off. I think that Game 3 is going to be huge. They have to get Game 3. I can't see the Clippers winning 4 straight if they lose this next game, so I think that game's going to have to be huge. If they can get both these games in Dallas and then go back to LA for that Game 5, will it be? Yeah, quick math. Yeah, Game 5. I think that's sort of, obviously their big shot, because I feel like if they drop one of these games in Dallas, you're down 3-1 again, or the series is over. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But Luka is doing work to them boys. And the next series is Denver versus Portland. And I think this is the coolest first round series. I think this is the 2 strongest matchups in a first round series compared to the rest. Obviously you've got Boston versus Nets and Heat versus Bucks. But I just think that Boston and Heat, aren't that great at the current stage. Sorry, Heat and Boston fans. Yeah, I do think that this is the coolest first series. I think this will honestly go to 7 games. This is going to be a Lillard versus Joker show. So, Trailblazers got the first game. Sort of a close game. They sort of, pulled away a little bit. But then Denver really sort of, I won't say dominated, but they won comfortably in that second game. So, I don't know how to analyze this too much. I like how, the Trailblazers aren't just throwing multiple bodies at Joker in terms of doubling him all the time. They're sort of just being look, you score 40 points, but we don't want all these other boys to get going, because if MPJ can start hitting shots, if Aaron Gordon starts scoring, if Monte Morris starts scoring, that's when it's going to be a problem, because Joker's probably, going to get you 30, 35 points regardless, if you're doubling him or not. So I did respect that. He only that 1 assist in, was it Game 1? Yeah, it was Game 1. But I think this is going to be the coolest series. I've picked the Trailblazers. I just think that Jamal Murray's injury could be the difference. But it's looking like it's going to be a little bit tighter than I thought. I guess it's only 1-1 at the moment, but yeah, we'll have to see how the rest of the series unfolds. I've got the Blazers, but I think this is going to be the coolest first round series. And now moving on to the last matchup, and the last topic of this video, I guess, is the Lakers versus Suns. Not heaps to say about this. Well, I guess there is, but all I'll sort of say is Phoenix deserved that game one. So you can call it a LeBron feel-like game or whatever. They won game one, no debate, no discussion. I'm happy that we got the game two. I think that we still wake up and then sleep, you know. It's like sometimes we'll get down by 10 and then we'll be like, oh, that's right, with the Lakers, okay, and we'll kill them for 5 minutes, you know. We'll go on like an 18-6 run or whatever, and we'll, you know, have a 10-point lead. But it always seems like we sort of just then fall asleep and try go autopilot, thinking that we can just keep that gap. And then we have to turn it up another level. You know, that's when LeBron and AD have to, you know, go off and hit these threes and stuff. So I would like to see a little bit less of that. I would like to see us, you know, go up 10 on a team at the start of the fourth quarter and then just keep our foot on their throat. Like, instead of, you know, letting Cameron Payne and Jay Crowder bring it back. But yeah, I do think the big thing about this series is a Chris Paul injury. Obviously, he got pulled out of last game, only played like 24 minutes, had 6 points, wasn't himself. Apparently, he's got like a tingling sensation in his arm and stuff. Like, you guys seen his shoulder, it was all red, like they'd been suction cupping it or something. Like, he had that strapped up like he was like an NFL player. But yeah, I hope for the Suns' sake and for the sake of just, you know, a good series and a healthy series, I hope Chris Paul is back for game 3. I think he will, but I just don't think it's going to be, you know, 100% Chris Paul. Like, for him to be pulled out of, you know, game 2 and then for 2 days later just be fully ready to go for game 3, I don't see that being the case. But yeah, thoughts and prayers are with Chris Paul. Hopefully he can recover. Obviously LeBron's still playing on one foot. Go watch the Lakers highlights or LeBron highlights. Every time, obviously he didn't drive he had one free throw. Every time he's like shooting, or when he got those 2 dunks, he's always landing on his left foot and he's protecting that right foot. Even his jump shots are slightly swayed to the left a little bit more than normal, just because I think he's really, you know, just trying to keep the pressure off that right foot. So hopefully if you know, just the sake of health, him and CP3 are all goods to go. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that series. Up the Lakers. Hopefully we can win the next 3 in a row. Yeah, that's it for that video. Like I said at the start, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this style of video. I guess just me sort of talking about all of the first round series so far. I'll do another one in the future if you guys want, maybe after the first round or something like that, where we can talk about it and then, you know, start talking about the round coming up with round 2. But anyway, I'll leave you guys alone. Thanks so much for watching. Comment down below your thoughts about what I talked about or whatever, or just anything. Just comment down below and we can have a discussion there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you later and peace.
Subscribe!
Grabbing the boards like, I'ma go coast to coast. I'm on beats like do-si-do. They don't wanna go toe to toe. Step into my court, you get put in the poster. Ain't talk to nobody if you ain't with the smoke. Run up on me, watch your ankles get broke. Spirit get him in and kick it back with the ghost. A lot of people talk but ain't doing the most. I'm a kook as shit like who you. I don't think that we neutral. Can't control myself, I'm breaking free like JD MC Mewtwo.